My name is Xiangling. I'm a chef from Liyue. If there's nothing better to do, we could go foraging for ingredients. I'm much better at cooking than navigating, but if you do go out, definitely take me with you. Nice and spicy. It's time to introduce you to my latest masterpiece. I'll call it the most marvelous, multicolored super pancake. Boba, get them.
Free!
Yeah! Eat this! Wow, this feels great! Is there time for a quick snack? I'll whip one up in no time.
There are many remarkable people in Mondstadt's Knights of Favonius. Among them is a small knight who raised Stormbearer Mountains flat, and whose name has recently become commonplace both within Mondstadt and beyond. When it comes to Spark Knight Klee, there are rumors aplenty. Interestingly, those telling these rumors do so with a smirk and a shake of their heads, joking that even Mondstadt's fish have learned to swim away when they see her.
Can I come play with you today? Please? I want to go on an adventure.
Well known as the Spark Knight, Klee is able to deal continuous pyro damage with her childlike glee and a pack and pockets full of bombs. But watch out, as anything near her may be turned to ash in a fiery explosion. Klee loves adventures and is adept at expeditions and gathering. Not only does she know the locations of Mondstadt's unique flora, she may also know where to find a treasure or two. When Klee is on your team, the location of items unique to Mondstadt will appear on your minimap. When it comes to anything explosive, Klee simply can't control her enthusiasm. Klee's normal attack performs up to 3 consecutive explosive attacks that deal AoE pyro damage. Holding the attack button consumes a certain amount of stamina, and after a short casting time blasts enemies, dealing AoE pyro damage. When Klee is up high, her charged attack can reach enemies even farther away. Also, Klee's normal and charged attacks are especially effective against geo-targets, making them ideal against enemies with geo-shields, and for quickly mining ore. After unlocking the talent Sparkling Burst, when Klee's charged attack lands a critical hit, some energy will be restored for all party members. Use Klee's elemental skill to toss Jumpy Dumpty. Jumpy Dumpty will bounce 3 times, each bounce causing an explosion that deals AoE pyro damage. On the 3rd bounce, Jumpy Dumpty will burst into mines. These explode upon contact with enemies or after a short time, dealing AoE pyro damage. Jumpy Dumpty will automatically recharge over time to up to 2 charges. It is effective in dealing with groups of enemies. After Jumpy Dumpty explodes, switch characters and pull enemies together to take advantage of the mines and deal a lot of damage to enemies. After unlocking the talent Pounding Surprise, when Jumpy Dumpty and normal attacks deal damage, Klee has a chance to obtain an explosive spark. When Klee has an explosive spark, instead of consuming stamina, her next charged attack will expend the spark instead and deal increased damage.
Blow them all up!
Klee's Blazing Delight, Sparks and Splash, continuously attacks nearby enemies for the duration of the skill, dealing AoE pyro damage. Sparks and Splash has high damage and attack rate, empowering Klee to deal immense damage while on the battlefield. Klee is able to continuously dish out strong pyro attacks, earning her a role as the firepower of your party. Next, let's look at a battle to experience Klee's incredible destructive capability. In battle, Klee can use her elemental skill and normal attacks to repeatedly activate the effect of the talent Pounding Surprise, and use charged attacks to suppress enemies. When her energy is full, unleash an elemental burst to further increase her ability to deal damage. After this, Klee can have fun causing explosions, spreading flames in every direction, and burning enemies to a crisp. When the people of Mondstadt talk about their home, they proudly call it the City of Wind, Dandelions, and Freedom. Perhaps it was Mondstadt's atmosphere of freedom that led the famous adventurer Alice to entrust her daughter Klee to the care of the Knights of Favonius. With this freedom, Klee has had a happy and unrestrained childhood, but all baby birds must leave the nest someday. Hopefully, our little Spark Knight will remain just as happy-go-lucky when that day comes, and keep smiling all the way.
Are you here for playtime with Klee? Okay, so you'll be in charge of the Storm Watch. Which means you warn Klee the second you see Jean coming. Let's go! Jumpy Dumpty! This is my special totally not for fish blasting extra exploding formula.
Klee, you know the consequences.
Da-da-da! Together.
語り継がれし古い物語。詩人は歌い出す。神々がまだ属世にいた時代。遥か昔の物語である。おや、一日中世話しない不自由な労働者が銀融詩人の楽しみを邪魔する気かい？ある音符はね、そこらの聴衆に向けて奏でていいものじゃないんだ。好天の風を呼んでしまうからね。風と共に流れるのは言葉と歌だけじゃないのさ。
I am Chi-Chi. I am a zombie, and I forgot what comes next. I want to build a snowman. Will you help? The wind is frigid. I like it. Hold my hand, please. This wind could blow me away. Wheel of life. Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received. I should have stayed indoors today. I am astrologist Mona Magistus, meaning the great astrologist Mona. The equipment repair bill is due, and so is the final payment for that celestial globe I ordered. Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them. Shadows of fate! Delve into destiny! Fate is upon you! Let me scribe! This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it. I am Kuching, Yuhun of the Liyue Chising. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go. Time is against us. We live in an era of change, as the old order that has existed for 1,000 years is about to be rewritten. Join me. Let us bear witness to this historical moment together. Incoming! Speed of light! Don't blink! Hey! With sword comes shadow. When your heart is set on something, you get closer to your goal with each passing day.
As the Dawn Winery's owner, Diluc dominates Mondstadt's alcohol industry. Wealth and information are at his fingertips. Modest and refined, yet quick to act whenever Mondstadt faces a crisis. What caused him to choose this path? How very curious.
There must be those who dare to pierce the darkness with their light.
As one who wields pyro and a claymore, Diluc has perfected the art of violence and dominates the battlefield. With his powerful skills, Diluc causes massive damage with ease and crushes all his foes with fearsome, ruthless strikes. Born a noble, Diluc is well versed in all things swords. With his guidance, no metal ore is wasted in their making. When forging claymores, Diluc recovers a set percentage of the ores used, aiding greatly in your adventure. Diluc's normal attack performs up to 4 consecutive strikes, with the 4th strike launching enemies. Holding the attack button constantly consumes Diluc's stamina to launch swift consecutive attacks, dealing increased physical damage to nearby enemies, and unleashing an extra powerful attack at the end that launches enemies. Use this wisely to scatter enemy groups and defeat shielded foes. Unlocking the talent Relentless decreases Diluc's charged attack stamina consumption and increases its maximum duration. Use his fierce attacks to defeat those before you. Using the elemental skill Searing Onslaught, Diluc strikes with his claymore, dealing pyro damage. This can be done 3 times in a row, with a short window of time to connect each strike. But pay attention. This skill enters cooldown if the next strike is not activated in a short period of time. Using Searing Onslaught in concert with normal attacks, allows you to deal constant damage to enemies, while remaining evasive and mobile. Additionally, since this skill deals pyro damage, Diluc can form combinations with other characters, using elemental reactions to deal greater damage.
Your verdict is?
Surrounding himself in flames, Diluc knocks nearby enemies back, before gathering the flames into his blade and launching a phoenix, dealing massive pyro damage to enemies in its path. Diluc's normal and charged attacks will also deal pyro damage for a period of time. Dawn has a very large hitbox, allowing it to not only strike airborne foes, but also forcibly reposition enemies to an extent, making it very strong against groups. The pyro damage conversion that Dawn provides further strengthens Diluc's attacks. Unlocking the Blessing of Phoenix talent increases the duration of Dawn's pyro damage conversion, and gives Diluc a pyro damage bonus. Diluc is, without question, a well-honed warrior, who efficiently deals with any task. Now, please witness him in action. He begins suppressing the target with normal attacks, combining it with his elemental skill to deal great pyro damage to the enemy. He weaves between these two attack modes to suppress the foe more quickly, while building up elemental energy. He uses his elemental burst once his energy is full, followed by attacks enhanced by Blessing of Phoenix, defeating the enemy flawlessly. Diluc's explosive, ruthless fighting style and his aloof manner are all admirable traits. But if the disaster from 5 centuries ago were to happen again, if he were to face the same evil that I once did, would he still hold fast to his resolve? This, too, makes me most curious indeed.
I'm Kaya, cavalry captain for the Knights of Favonius. My eye patch. Want to hear my story, eh? I know a great place more fit for a chat. Freeze! Cool it! Dodge this! This one will be frozen in time. Not bad. Come on, let's get moving.